Blue Ivy surgery rumors spark major backlash. What's really going on? Something wild is going down in the celebrity world and people can't stop talking about it. A shocking rumor has started to spread online about Beyonce and her daughter, Blue Ivy. According to reports, a surgeon who used to work with Beyonce has allegedly spilled some serious tea. This person is claiming that Beyonce has been pressuring Blue Ivy to undergo plastic surgery to make her look more beautiful, and that there's even a list of surgeries planned for her in the future. Now, whether this is true or not, it's got everyone talking. Some people are shocked. Others are furious. And many are wondering how much of this is just gossip and how much of it might actually be true. Let's break down everything that's being said, why this is such a big deal, and what this means for Blue Ivy and her future. The pressure on Blue Ivy started early. From the moment Blue Ivy was born, she became one of the most talked about celebrity kids in the world. As Beyonce and Jay-Z's first child, people were naturally curious about how she would grow up, what she would look like, and whether she would follow in her parents' footsteps. But that curiosity quickly turned into something more toxic. Social media users started criticizing Blue Ivy's looks when she was just a baby. Some praised her, but a lot of people made cruel comments about her hair, her skin, and her facial features. One of the worst examples was a tweet from rapper Saucy Santana. He responded to someone saying they wanted to be like Blue Ivy by calling her a nappy-headed or a deeply offensive and racist remark. He even tweeted that Kim Kardashian's daughter Northwest was better looking than Blue. Even years later, when people brought up those tweets, Santana didn't apologize. Instead, he said people were just pretending to care and that he wasn't worried about being canceled. Sadly, those kinds of comments weren't rare. Blue Ivy became the subject of constant comparison, not just to her mom Beyonce, but to other celebrity children too. People online criticized everything from her outfits to how she walked on a red carpet. And it didn't stop as she got older. In fact, the judgment only got worse. Growing up in the public eye as Blue Ivy became a young girl, the pressure on her continued to grow. Everything she did, every public appearance, every outfit, every hairstyle was picked apart. Online, people on Twitter and Instagram would analyze her pictures, sometimes side by side with her parents, trying to decide which parent she looked more like. Some users even turned her into a meme, making jokes about her looks in ways that no child should ever have to deal with. Many comments focused on the fact that she looked more like her father, Jay-Z, instead of resembling Beyonce. Unfortunately, in Hollywood and on social media, this has often led to even more harsh judgments. Many of these comments were rooted in Eurocentric beauty standards, the idea that lighter skin, straight hair, and small features are considered more attractive. These unfair beauty ideals ignore and devalue natural black features. And Blue Ivy has been a victim of that from a very young age. Allegations about image control. The rumors took a darker turn recently when several gossip blogs and blind items claimed that Beyonce and her mother, Tina Knowles, have been privately upset that Blue Ivy doesn't look enough like Beyonce. These sources suggest that Beyonce's glam team works overtime to style Blue Ivy in ways that soften her appearance, trying to make her look more polished, more glamorous, and more in line with her mom's image. Some even claim that her team might be preparing her for cosmetic procedures like a future nose job. A blind item posted by an anonymous source claimed that Blue Ivy, despite being so young, is already very aware of what people say about her online. According to the post, she started using makeup earlier than most kids because she wants to look more like her mother and less like her dad. There's even talk of a long-term image plan to change how she looks as she gets older, possibly including surgery. And according to that same source, Beyonce is said to be pushing hard to turn Blue Ivy into the next big superstar, whether or not Blue wants that. The idea is that the Carter brand is too valuable to risk. For Beyonce, Blue Ivy may be more than just a daughter. She might be part of the business plan. Is there any truth to the surgery claims? Now, let's be clear, none of this has been confirmed. Beyonce hasn't responded to the rumors. Tina Knowles hasn't made a statement about Blue Ivy's appearance either. But the fact that so many people are discussing it shows just how deep.
No 13-year-old of mine is gonna be doing all of this in front of no grown. I don't give a f you talking about. I don't give a f you ain't doing it. Do that sh you grown or old enough to do it. So guess, little Beyonce, go ahead. Because later on, she just training y'all next in line. Because Beyonce 40-something. How long she gonna shake that like J-Lo? Because they got to. You're a puppy. They get mad because I say that. And then they say this and say that. Girl, your mother is Beyonce. They got billions of dollars. She can do a lot of with that little girl. That little girl could be influential somewhere, talking about real good things, mental health, stuff with children. She's only 13. Ain't nothing wrong with a 13-year-old.
I believe these issues cut. Unfortunately, plastic surgery for young celebrities isn't unheard of. Bella Hadid, for example, admitted to getting a nose job when she was just 14. Other young stars have quietly had procedures done before becoming adults, only to claim later that their new look was just from growing up. This has led many people to believe that some celebrity parents pressure their children into surgery early on, so that by the time they're older, everything looks natural. It's a way to protect the brand while still fitting into society's narrow beauty standards. If the rumors about Blue Ivy are true, it wouldn't be surprising in Hollywood. But it would still be heartbreaking. Fans speak out. A growing number of fans and celebrities have started to push back against all the negativity surrounding Blue Ivy. Many people have taken to social media to say that the way this young girl is treated is completely wrong. They pointed out that no child should have to deal with this kind of pressure. People have also spoken out against the obsession with her appearance, saying it's unhealthy and damaging. Some are especially concerned about how fast Blue Ivy seems to be growing up, from her bold makeup to adult-style outfits and stage performances. Critics have questioned whether she's being allowed to enjoy a normal childhood. Even controversial figures, like Tokyo Toni, Blac Chyna's mother, have spoken out. Toni recently accused Beyonce of putting Blue Ivy in situations that are too mature for her age, raising eyebrows about whether she's being pushed too far too fast. The bigger picture, colorism, beauty standards, and family legacy, there's a bigger conversation behind all of this, one that goes beyond Blue Ivy. The way people have judged her appearance is part of a larger issue about how society treats Black children, especially those in the public eye. Beyonce herself has faced years of scrutiny about her looks. Some critics say that her lightened skin tone and straight hair are signs that she's giving into Eurocentric beauty standards. These rumors got even louder during her Renaissance era, when she wore silver hair and light makeup. Some accused her of trying to look white. Her mother, Tina Knowles, clapped back hard. Tina posted on Instagram, writing, "She does a film called The Renaissance where the whole theme is silver. And do bozos decide she's trying to be a white woman? Duh, she wore silver hairdo. Match her silver dress. This girl minds her own business. She helps people. She uplifts Black women. Stop." Still, the damage is done. And because of the way Beyonce is viewed, people expect her daughter to live up to the same unrealistic beauty standards. Sadly, many don't see Blue Ivy as a regular kid. They see her as an extension of Beyonce's image, a symbol of the Carter legacy. So when Blue doesn't match the fantasy that some fans have created, they lash out unfairly. Why this matters: Blue Ivy's situation shows just how toxic celebrity culture can be, especially for kids. Instead of being allowed to grow up in peace, she's under constant pressure to be perfect. The public's obsession with her appearance, style, and future is not only creepy, it's dangerous. And if the rumors are true, if her own family is encouraging her to change her face, then it's even more disturbing. That would mean she's being treated like a brand instead of a person, molded to fit an image rather than allowed to be herself. It's also important to talk about how colorism plays a role here. People are much more critical of Blue Ivy's looks because she doesn't have the features that Hollywood often celebrates. Lighter skin, smaller noses, and looser hair textures are praised, while anything else is seen as less than. That kind of thinking has no place in 2025, but it still affects the way people treat others, even kids. Final thoughts: whether or not Blue Ivy has had plastic surgery, one thing is clear: the way people talk about her needs to change. She's a child who's already under way too much pressure. The jokes, the comparisons, the constant judgment, it all needs to stop. No child should feel like they have to change how they look to be accepted, especially not because of the legacy their parents created. And no parent, no matter how famous should ever let public opinion shape their child's self-worth. It's time we start seeing celebrity kids like Blue Ivy for what they really are, just kids.